Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I asked you guys what you wanted to see for my next video on Instagram, and I got a lot of talk through get ready with me's and a lot of face related stuff, so like foundation routine, updated products that I'm using. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. We're just going to sit down and I'm basically going to go through my entire foundation routine for you guys that I've been using recently, meaning for the past couple months now, and just do a little chit chat and get ready with me. So this is the look that I came up with today, and it's pretty much just like my everyday makeup look. So if you guys are interested in it, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm starting out with my Bare Minerals Brightening Primer as usual. Don't know if I have ever found a primer I like better other than this one. I really like Makeup Forever Nourishing Primer, but I feel like this one will just be forever my baby. Oh, so I meant to tell you guys, I have Periscope now. Some of you guys may know because I had a lot of people join in on my Periscope the other night, and I did it like, well, I'd say the other night, but it was like last week. But it was super fun. We just like talked for like an hour and 15 minutes, and everyone pretty much stayed on the entire time. I was like completely shocked that anyone even showed up for it. So yeah, I have Periscope, and if you don't know what Periscope is, it's a live broadcast app, and we just basically sit there and chat, and people just write in their comments as I'm talking. I can answer questions. We can talk about certain things. So if you don't follow me on Periscope, I'll have it down below. I was going to do a video dedicated to my updated foundation routine, but I felt like, I mean, honestly, I do it in so many tutorials that I would just go ahead and talk about it in today's video. So pretty much I have been using Everything Makeup Forever. I'm just completely obsessed with the new Ultra HD line. I think it's phenomenal. So I'm going to be using my Ultra HD liquid foundation. I do have self-tan on right now, as you can probably tell. So I'm using the shade Y315. I think this color matches me pretty good. Maybe a little bit on the dark side, but it matches my neck. I'm using a Real Techniques buffing brush. Or what, is this a buffing brush? Yeah, a buffing brush. I haven't used my Real Techniques brushes in a while, and I brought them back out, and I remember why I like them so much. Oh, so I just found out that I am going on spring break in Orlando in March. I think we're gonna go March 7th through like the 11th or something like that. And we haven't decided where we're gonna go yet. I really want to go back to Harry Potter World at Universal because I love that. I wish they just had tickets to Harry Potter World because I've been to Universal so many times that it kind of, you know, it doesn't get old, but it's definitely like, you know, I've been a lot. So the Harry Potter part was just so fun. Like, I could have stayed there all day. But we may actually just end up, I don't know what we're doing. So yeah, if you're on spring break in Orlando or Florida around March 7th through the 11th, I shall be there. Love this foundation. Doesn't this foundation look super natural? I don't know, I feel like it does. Like I said, I've been using Everything Makeup Forever. I'm going to use the Ultra HD Concealer. I'm going to use this shade Y31. I haven't tried this with my self-tan yet. Let me see. I may mix in a little bit of a lighter shade. This definitely looks like it's kind of like my skin tone right now. I think I'm going to mix in a little bit of Y23 as well. I'm going to use my Sigma small contour brush to blend out my concealer. This is what I used to blend out my concealer with all the time. I haven't used it in a while, so I'm gonna pick that up. I'm so weird when I try to do like talkovers or just like talk through videos. I don't know why you guys want to see these, but that's what people asked for, was a chatty get ready with me, so I'm delivering on that, I guess. This blends out your concealer so good. I love this brush. I want to talk about my setting powder for a minute because I was using the Makeup Forever pressed HD powder just in this compact. I don't know if you can see, but there's a pretty big dent in it. Like, that's all I was using, and I wasn't like 100% satisfied with it. I really like the texture, but it almost gave my skin a white cast. And then Makeup Forever just happened to send out this PR package with, I think it was their like Golden Globe picks, what they were using on celebrities for the Golden Globes. And they sent the loose version of the HD powder. And I mean, I don't know if these are supposed to be the same formula, but this is so much better. This is honestly the best loose powder I think I've ever tried. It's better than the Laura Mercier one, you guys. The only thing is that you do kind of have to be careful with it because I used a lot of this all over my face one day, and I'm using it with their Kabuki brush too, the 124 Straight and Wavy. Well, that's a weird name. But there's powder everywhere. Anyways, I used this all over my face one day, and my face looked flawless. Like, I personally thought like my foundation looked better. My foundation looked super smooth. But the only thing was that my face felt like concrete almost. So I would say that this is a little bit on the drying side. Very similar to the Laura Mercier one, but it just makes your foundation look so good. I don't know if you guys can tell if this is making a difference right now, but I'm just using a super small amount. It has a netted pot, and I just love using this little Kabuki brush just to tap it into my skin. And I try to stay away from the outer perimeters of my face just to leave a little bit of like a glow going on. Okay, so moving on, I have been using the Too Faced Coco Contour Palette with the Zoeva 127 Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush. I've been using this as my contour brush. And what's funny is I originally did not like this palette because I was using it with really loose bristle brushes, and it just wasn't applying very well because this is a very soft, finely milled powder, and so when you apply it to your skin, you really need something to buff it out. So yeah, when I first got this palette, I didn't love it, but now that I have the right brush for it, it is so good. This is all I've been using. So yeah, I've been using this to do my daily contour highlight routine. I guess not my highlight, but I don't like the highlighter in here. It's kind of just like a regular powder with a lot of glitter in it, but I love the contour shade and I love the bronzer shade in here. Now I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the dark cocoa shade with my Real Techniques blush brush. And I'm just going to buff over my contour to bronze up my skin and to help smooth out the contour. Is it just me, or like, I mean, I seriously feel like that powder, that HD powder, like smooth out my entire face. I don't know, could just be me, but I'm really a fan of that stuff. I have been doing like super neutral nude looks, like especially my lips, and in my last hair tutorial, you guys asked to see a tutorial on that look. So I'm going to try to do a rendition of that look in this video, but I'm using my Tarte blush in the shade Buff. This is a discontinued color and I hate to use it. I seriously hate to use it, you guys, but they make one really similar now called Exposed. They're really similar. I mean, like, they're almost identical. I think the only reason they got rid of this one is because it was so close to the Exposed blush, and I think the Exposed blush like sold better. But I just love the way it looks, so I'm going to use it. lost my Becca like Champagne Glow palette that came out around the holidays. So I'm just going to use Champagne Pop, and I'm going to use it on my Bare Minerals Dual Finish Blush and Contour Brush. This is like from the new brush collection. Ooh, look at that glow. Look at that glow. This is from one of the new brushes from their new brush collection. So if you didn't know, Bare came out with a ton of new brushes like quite a few months ago, probably around 4 or 5 months ago actually. But I really like this brush. I hadn't purchased it yet, and they actually just sent it to me, so yay. Okay, I'm going to spritz my face with Urban Decay All Nighter. I got the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, but I've used it a couple times and I don't feel like I like it as much as my All Nighter, so time to bathe in this. Okay, so for my brows, I have been using the Anastasia Brow Definer, and originally I did not like this, but my camera seriously keeps getting off, but sometimes my brows just like require a pomade, sometimes the Brow Wiz is good, sometimes a powder's good, and sometimes I need something that's like a little bit thicker, like a definer like this. So it has been working for me for the moment, but when I first got it, I really wasn't like that impressed with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it today because it has been working for my brows. Have to stop halfway and switch brow pencils. I have to use my MAC brow pencil or retractable brow pencil. I don't even know what it's called. I've had it for so long that everything is completely rubbed off of it. All I know is that the color is called Spiked, and I have to even out this brow because the arch is higher on this brow than it is on this one. This one is a little bit more straight, so I have to actually take a darker color brow pencil and I have to straighten out my arch to make it look straighter so it will match this one. So I will show you guys how I do that. So you can see the arch is a little bit hidden now, and then I just go back in with the Anastasia Brow Definer and I finish using that on the rest of my brows. For my eyes, I'm going to be using this new Buxom palette. This is called something Suede, I think. Suede Seduction. And so all of the colors in here are completely matte. Half of them are amazing like transition shades, like really warm transition shades. And then you have a couple darker colors. So I'm going to use this shade right here as a transition color in my crease. It's called Beachfront. It reminds me a lot of Makeup Geek's Creme Brulee eyeshadow. But I love these Buxom eyeshadows. They are so good. They blend out so smoothly. The quality is great on these. And I'm blending out my shadow with an IT Cosmetics crease brush. This was from one of their holiday sets a couple years ago. It actually doesn't have a name on it, but I think it's called something like crease brush. They may not even make it anymore, but this is like one of my all-time favorite crease brushes, just a buff end product. Okay, now I'm going to take my MAC eyeliner in the shade Teddy, and I'm just going to tight line my upper lid. Okay, so using that same eyeliner, I'm just going to map out a small wing because I want to go in with my Tarte Lid and Bloom palette and use that bronze shade in there. It is so pretty. I've just been dying to use it for like a smoky winged look. So yeah, I'm just going to start out by creating a really thin line across my top lid. And then we're just going to slightly wing this out. This is just going to be a base for the rest of that bronze shadow. And if you're working with a kohl pencil that's kind of hard to create a winged liner, just use an angled brush and that'll help you kind of create the shape as well. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up this shade called Firecracker. This is the one I was talking about, and I'm going to use that to buff out the rest of the liner and just give it a really nice smoky effect. This isn't really smoking like I hoped it would, so I guess I'm just going to have to go back in and use this darker color here to smoke out the actual wing. So what I ended up doing was creating a gradient effect. I used the Firecracker shade in the Tarte palette on the inner half of my eye because it really wasn't dark enough to actually smoke out my lash line. And then I used that darker shade in the Buxom palette to actually create the like smoky wing. I actually just had excess fallout from the top liner onto my lower lash line, and I'm just going to buff that out with a Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer brush. I just applied my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara, and I'm going to pop on some Ardell Demi Whispies, which I wear pretty much every day. Anytime I do a makeup look that involves liner, the Demi Whispies are coming on. Okay, so a lot of people asked what lip combo I was wearing in my last hair tutorial as well, and I have been loving this lip combination. It's both of the products are from MAC, and it's the MAC Pro Longwear Lip Liner in the shade Oh Honey and the Lustre Glass in the shade Love Nectar, and I just love how like simple and nude and classic it is, so that's what I'm going to wear today.